Greetings from North Carolina, Homestead and Rental here. We wanted to show you how we're going to reboot an old recipe for Tim because he's gluten intolerant. So we're going to show you how to make gluten-free stuffing. What I've done here is we've taken, this is Food for Life gluten-free bread, and it comes frozen. So you either have to leave it out on the counter, or like we did, I just popped it in the oven and thawed it out, and then what I did is broke it up into little pieces. And then what I'm going to do is take some of our onion tops from last year's garden and saute them. Now you can use sweet onions, red onions, any kind of onions you wanted, but we wanted this to be a homestead meal. We have a chicken in the oven that is from our chickens from last year. Now over here I'm using the exhaust vent to warm up my butter. Because, you know, it's winter time and everybody's trying to save money because our electric bill is skyrocketing. So while this is sauteing, you would get your spices ready. We're not really sage people, so I don't really have like poultry spices or anything, but we like our squeezy garlic here. So I'll put some garlic in there. Now, you don't want this really high because what you're not trying to really cook the onions too much. I actually have that too high. You're just trying to kind of make them limp. If you had a regular white onion, you are not trying to make them brown. You're just trying to kind of cook them off a little bit. Because remember, you're either going to stuff it in the bird, if you still do that, or, like I'm going to do it, I'm just going to put it in a pan and I'm going to bake it with the bird. Now while that's doing that, my butter is ready. I'm going to pour my butter over my bread. Now, we found that gluten-free bread does have a tendency to be a bit dry anyway. So, this is the first time I've made this, so I don't know how much water I'm going to need. Now the recipe calls for water or broth to make moist. Hot water or hot broth. I don't know how much I'm going to need. Don't be tempted to use your plastic spatula. Never use your plastic spatula on your cast iron. Never, never, never. Yeah, I might have to use my hands. Butter in this, so I don't know. Definitely take your rings off for this one. I don't know. I think this is good. You might not need as much as I thought. Okay. I'm gonna bring my pan over.
Now you don't add an egg?
No, the recipe didn't call for an egg.
Okay.
No, didn't call for an egg.
So folks, no eggs.
No eggs. But but you got to remember the recipe book that I'm using is a wartime cookbook.
Is it really?
Yeah. Yes, it is. So that may be a factor in why these recipes I use doesn't have a lot of eggs, doesn't have a. I mean, that could be why it doesn't have an egg in it. It could be because of it being a wartime cookbook. Now I am gonna add a little pepper and a little more garlic to it, just because we like it to be a little bit more. Now, of course, the recipe did call for poultry spices. Like I said, we didn't have any, and we don't like sage, so. Anyway, so I'm just going to pop it in the oven with our chicken, and we're just going to have our stuffing separate with our chicken dinner, and that's a stuffing gluten-free reboot. I hope you like it. If you do, please like it, subscribe to us if you're not a subscriber, leave a comment. We'd love to know where you're from. This is Homestead and a Rental, over and out.
Greetings from NC.